Hello, good morning. Welcome to another time of KAC video devotional. And I will be speaking on how to handle your differences so they don't tear you apart. This is 14th of November for singles. Sophia writes, let's delve into more about the uniqueness and differences in male and female needs. The journey of meeting another person's needs, especially your spouse, starts by knowing and understanding that person. You cannot meet a need that you do not understand. Most husbands and wives desire to meet each other's needs, but frustratingly enough, they fail. Some even have stopped trying because it looks like a futile effort. Instead of trying so hard to meet your spouse's need in your own way, try to understand him or her and his or her needs without being critical or judgmental. For example, it is wrong to criticize a baby's needs, which include 24 hours attention and dependence on others. You will be better disposed to meeting those needs. Understanding a man starts by knowing that a man's brain is like having little boxes. By implication, a man is logical in his thinking and approach to life. He has different issues and aspects of his life in those boxes. He faces an issue per time by going into the exact box he wants without interfering with another. A man goes straight to the point and focuses on an issue per time. This is also the reason why men like box-like things like television, laptops, cars, office tables, mobile phones, iPad, fridge, and of course, food in the fridge. And then, of course, the bed. Ladies are different. Their brains can be likened to spaghetti or noodles, interwoven and twine-like. That is why ladies are emotional and multitasking, thinking of many things at the same time. Every aspect of their lives are interrelated. That is why a blocked sink can affect our mood and appetite. Sometimes a lady doesn't even understand herself or the reason for her mood changes and mood swings. She just needs someone to love her despite that and be patient with her until the siege passes away. The reproductive hormones in females also add to their need for love and affection. Marriage works better when you give room for individual space, appreciate and accept each other's differences. It's also very healthy to maintain good relationships with friends of the same sex and most importantly, fall in love with Jesus Christ. He's the only one that can understand and meet your needs in amazing ways, no matter how complex they seem. Dunamis writes, if I speak with human eloquence and angelic ecstasy but don't love, I'm nothing but the creaking of a rusty gate. If I speak God's word with power, revealing all his mysteries and making everything plain as day, and if I have faith that says to a mountain, jump, and it jumps, but I don't love, I'm nothing. If I give everything I own to the poor and even go to the stake to be burned as a martyr, but I don't love, I've gone nowhere. So no matter what I say, what I believe, and what I do, I'm bankrupt without love. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than for self. Love doesn't want what it doesn't have. Love doesn't strut, doesn't have a swell head, doesn't force itself on others, isn't always me first, doesn't fly off the handle, doesn't keep score of the sin of others, doesn't revel when others grovel, takes pleasure in the flowering of truth, puts up with anything, trusts God always looks for the best, never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love never dies. That's First Corinthians 13, 1 to 8 in the Message translation. When I got engaged to my wife, we were so much in love with each other that we didn't see any differences. Everything she did was just the right thing. By the time we got married, I noticed so many differences and I wondered how we would survive. Later, I came to understand that God designed it to be so. We were meant to be different so that we can balance off each other's in areas of weaknesses. Our differential thought patterns were deliberate so that we can come up with the best decision in the interest of the whole family at the end of the day. I also came to understand that we must not insist on our own ways as couples, or we will be quarreling the whole day. For example, as a newly married couple, while driving together, I will increase the car stereo volume, and after a while, she will turn it down. Then I will turn it up. Then after some minutes, she will turn it down. I was wondering what the purpose of the car stereo was if I couldn't hear it as loud as possible. She was wondering why it had to be so loud you couldn't decipher a thing. I felt something was wrong with her ears, and she felt something was wrong with mine. After a while, I just gave up. I gave up to the point that now I'm driving to work and I don't even want a single sound. She has her official chauffeur and she can turn the volume down so low she can hear a thing. It's all for her. What could potentially drive us apart or cause a major row as a result of ego or stubbornness was no longer an issue some 21 years down the line in marriage. And that is the way it is. What you're insisting on now that is driving your marriage apart will be no issue some years to come. Don't allow your differences to tear you apart. Don't allow some mundane thing to end your marriage. Leverage on them to bring out the best in you as intended couples or married couples. Work together as a couple. As singles in a relationship, don't spend all the foundational years quarreling, settling quarrels, and always in disagreements. That way, it will affect your prayers and eventually your productivity. Stay away from sexual compromise and other sins. Trust God for grace to help you fulfill purpose as individuals and as a couple. I pray that God will grant you more wisdom. Meditation for the day. Proverbs 30:18-19. There be three things which are too wonderful for me, yea, four things which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon a rock, the way of a ship in the midst of the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. Prayer for the day number one. Lord, I ask for the grace and wisdom to discover and accept my uniqueness and differences and that of my spouse. Number two, I come against any power that wants to put us asunder. Number three, oh Lord, teach me how to love my spouse. Confession for the day, I cast my cares on Jesus because he loves me and cares for me affectionately. I understand the male and female differences. I will not allow it to tear us apart. I understand my partner's temperament. I leverage on it to build our relationship. I receive grace and wisdom to steer the course of my relationship. I appreciate my spouse's differences and I give room for him or her to express himself or herself. I bury my pride and ego. I allow God to work on us and bring out the best in us. Action plan for the day. Read a book on differences between a man and a woman. We'd like you to partner with us in Cases and Us Club. To do so, kindly use the banking information you see on the screen. And for international givings, please navigate to the URL you see on the screen at casesandus.com/give. God bless you as you do so. This devotional is taken from our books for single and married, and these books are available on Amazon and on Kada Books. In order to access the books, kindly navigate to the URL you see on the screen at casesandus.com/books. If you live in the city of Ibadan, we'd like you to watch with us at Shouts of Grace Center. It's at Joker Plaza, beside Trans Amusement Park, Bodija UI Road, in the city of Ibadan. On Sundays, we have two services by 7:30 and 9 o'clock, and by Wednesdays, 6 p.m. It will be our pleasure to have you. Kindly follow us on Cases and Us Club at casesandus.com. You'll have a lot of resources for your soul.